Hello everyone, my name is Sporty, and today we're going to be reacting to another video from Alex and Virgo. And yeah, I loved his last video so much that I had to watch another one. This video is called The Art of Karma. This was uploaded 2 weeks ago. Make sure you guys check out his channel after this. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my reactions. And let's get this video started.
The fruits of the labor, we reaping them now years later. That's what I learned, is that you always get back. You never can out.
Shout out Nipsey Hussle.
Karma, good or bad. You know what I'm saying?
Has somebody ever just did you like really dirty?
Yes.
You was so mad you just wanted them to like trip over a knife. One thing I had to realize though about life though is everything is energy. And just like it says in the science textbook, every action has an equal opposite reaction.
They do.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but rather transferred. So if you do something good will happen upon you. If you do something
bad, something bad will happen to you.
And the reason I'm telling you this is because hate, anger, jealousy, resentment, all of these things are low vibrational energies that ultimately take you away further from your dream. Let the universe do its job. When you try to take the righteous path of justice like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, well, that just takes you off your own. We all witnessed the power of karma in real time with the Kendrick Lamar-Drake beef.
Bro, Kendrick really smoked that dude. He smoked that dude. It's just so crazy to think that was almost a year ago. Though it feels like it was yesterday. It feels like it was just yesterday when I was listening to Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, Family Matters, Euphoria, Push-Ups for the first time. Jeez, man, time goes by so fast, man. Time goes by slow and fast for some reason at the same time to me.
Stamped it in the history books was a song titled Not Like Us. With that, The Art of Karma. Drake. Now, while I'm not going to shit on Drake because, frankly, I don't know this nigga, and that's not my style.
Exactly.
I understand why a Kendrick Lamar wouldn't like a Drake to begin with. Because Drake steals a lot of people's shit. Like, Drake is that one friend who you welcome into your home, you introduce him to your family, you show him how you move, and after getting mad up close and personal and seeing your style and what you do, he straight up copies your whole flow and gaslights you and acts like he didn't. For instance, here's a clip of Drake. Before he became
I never saw this.
He was talking to some of his family members about how he looked down upon black urban kids for the way they speak and the slang they use. But later on, when it was useful for his rap career,
he did the same thing.
Exact same way of slang and speaking that he looked down upon those kids.
Wow, I did not know that.
Instead of addressing people like a douche, saying like, "What are you guys doing?" Say, "Man's like you." It's really yeah. So man's like you are going to that, and then the things that we do. True. It's not. It's really ignorant.
Thought he was a bad boy then till a man got pinched and man went PC. And the reason there's a big
Bruh.
problem with this, outside of the obvious fact that Drake is a phony and he has multiple faces that he puts on for whichever era or whichever fan base he wants to garner at the time, the real reason this is a problem is because anytime there is a social black issue, Drake is nowhere to be found, the same as LeBron. So it's almost like he uses our culture for his music to validate himself as black. But he does.
It's so like in some people's eyes, like he's only with us when things are good, but when things are bad, when we're going through a hard time, and he's nowhere to be found. Therefore, and with how Kendrick says it, they're not like us. Which in my opinion, it makes the line "they're not like us" it means that people, you gotta be, if you're not with us during our hard times, then don't be with us when we're at the top. If you're not here with us when we're at the bottom, don't be with us when we're at the top. Therefore, I think that's what Kendrick meant by saying they're not like us.
Do anything to actively protect it. Basically, he just steals shit. And that's something Drake has done his whole career. One of Drake's most iconic songs
Hotline Bling
was stolen from a smaller artist and remixed to avoid copyright. The original song was called Cha Cha by Drum. I like to cha-cha. It was later remixed into Hotline Bling.
I hear you.
You remember that song that went viral in 2014 called Tuesday with Drake?
On a Tuesday.
Yeah, that was originally just I Love McCohen's song.
I had no idea it was just him at first.
Drake's presence Distance overshadowed I Love McConaughey's. So most people didn't even get a chance to appreciate the new artist because Drake came and took all the hype and momentum built from the song and put it towards his career instead of giving it to the guy who needs it. After
Wow.
he takes their wave, their momentum, the clout they're gaining, he never looks out for them. He never slides them money. If he does sign the artist, that artist never gets any promotion from his label, OVO. And like I said about those friends, when anybody tries to speak up about it, he gaslights them and shames them. He's like a living embodiment of capitalism. He just takes from the less fortunate despite not needing. And Drake has done this for years. And that, in a very simple summary, is why certain people don't like Drake.
And honestly, I completely understand. Like I'm not like I'd be lying if I said I like some of Drake's music. Like in my opinion, I will never deny that Drake has had at least an impact in the mainstream of hip hop. But like, I'd also be lying if I said he didn't do things that, in my opinion, feel pretty douchey, pretty egotistical. I feel like Drake has an ego, in my opinion. I feel like Drake has at least a bit of an ego.
Ultimately, he does more harm than good for our culture. And at first, it seemed like he was going to continue to do this and feed off the culture until he ended up retiring. But that wasn't until March 22nd, 2024.
That is the day to remember.
Feature dropped like that, and Kendrick Lamar came out of nowhere and pretty much told Drake, since he thought he was the best after his and J. Cole's verse on First Person Shooter, to get up and prove it to the whole world, battling him for the throne. What goes around comes around. Drake talked as if he was the best for years. And now Kendrick Lamar, the sleeping giant, returned that same energy to him. And after J. Cole responded, then apologized, almost a month later, on April 19th, 2024, Drake finally...
Like, I'm not gonna lie, that song was pretty good. Like, it was pretty good. Like, the beat, I liked the production. And I'm not gonna lie, that end part was kind of catchy, I'm not gonna lie. But I kind of had a feeling that Kendrick would win. Since I'm not sure how, because I remember people, like, I feel like some people forgot just how much people thought Drake was going to win the beef for a bit. For like a small period of time when Kendrick wasn't dropping, before Euphoria, people were thinking that Drake actually had a chance to win. Or at the very least, people thought that Kendrick wasn't going to respond at all. But in my opinion, I was like, bro, like, if I know anything, let him take his time. Like, he's going to drop. Like, Kendrick is not going to just let this slide. And then he did, and the rest was history. But I feel like people didn't really say Kendrick won until Meet the Grams. Like if he didn't drop anything after Meet the Grams, I feel like people would be like, okay, yeah, Kendrick won that. Then, but Not Like Us, making a diss track with a club beat ready for the club. It was over. It was over. You got the hit. You got the rap fans, and you possibly got the pop fans liking you. They're dissing you. I would not have wanted to be Drake in 2024. I'm gonna just tell you that.
Responded to Kendrick Lamar with a song titled Push-Ups. The main premise of the song was how Kendrick Lamar was in a bad contract and now he had to drop and give 50% of his earnings to his label, hence the name Push-Ups.
Drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50.
It was a lit song, I'm not gonna lie. But what he tried to do was address a bunch of people all at once so he wouldn't have to focus on Kendrick Lamar, who he knew he wouldn't be able to go bar for bar against. In that way, when he lost, everybody would go, look, Drake is so strong and talented at battling that they had to jump him to beat him. So he really won when you think about it. And he might have gotten away with that too.
Nah, I didn't even think about that. Wow, he really had a chance. He really did have a chance to get away with that. He could have used this way of saying, oh, look at this. They had to get the whole hip-hop community to get my behind. They had to get everybody on my behind just to diss me. That just shows you how I'm number one. He really could have spun it around like that.
Then drop that one line about Kendrick Lamar's wife. Hey, I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. It's a double entendre on the
you
movie
can't
that
be.
Whitney Houston played.
That's why I didn't. Also, I'm gonna be honest. since I didn't know too much about hip hop, I didn't really look into celebrities and their families and stuff. I didn't know probably some stuff I feel like I probably should have known. But I did not know Kendrick's wife was named Whitney. That's when I thought when Drake was talking about I got bodyguards like Whitney. I thought he was talking about Whitney Houston. When does Whitney Houston have to do with this?
Bodyguards, and because Kendrick Lamar's wife Whitney rolls with security, which it sounds like Drake is insinuating he knows where Kendrick Lamar's wife be at. And man, if you want to see the brute strength or primordial rage of a man, interfere with his way of life and surviving, food and money, or his family. So Drake, after seeing that Kendrick Lamar was taking his time on his response to push-ups on April 26, 2024, a week later, he released another diss track titled Tailor Made Freestyle, where he tried to play with the public perception and win the crowd over before Kendrick Lamar even responded. And it will also make it seem like Kendrick Lamar was taking so long to respond that Drake had enough time to drop not one but two diss tracks. And it seemed like Drake was going to win since everybody was gassing up Drake's diss and Kendrick Lamar was silent on social media.
They were.
I keep saying, you make moments, he don't make great disses. Drake on his head again, and I'm also hearing he might catch a third one before he dropped, for real.
But the boogeyman was just getting started. Because on
Little
April
did we
30th,
know.
2024, 6 days after Drake's second diss track.
Actually, exactly a year ago as I'm recording this.
Personally, I don't really care for this diss track.
Now, I'm going to be a lot honest. I'm going to be just brutally honest. Euphoria, I'm going to be honest. I didn't fully get into Euphoria. I thought it was a good diss, but I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. Euphoria was not really a love out the bat for me. It wasn't a song I love. It was a song I liked. It was good, but I didn't love it, you know? That didn't mean I didn't like any parts of it. I think I thought every part of the song was decent, especially that last part. Bro, that was really good. And that first part, I love that he did before the beat switch. Yeah, I like that one too. But I didn't love the song. I didn't love it, if you know what I mean.
The rhythm, the flow, it just wasn't my type of song. But nonetheless, Kendrick Lamar addressed everything that Drake said and told him to keep his family out of this before it got ugly.
You don't ever talk about nobody's family, bro.
Prophecy exactly how the beef would play out.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
He told Drake he knew exactly what he was going to do before he did it.
Calculate, you're not as calculated.
Can even predict your angle.
Kendrick also went on 3 days later to drop another diss track titled 616 in LA. The energy was once again returned to Drake. The same way he tried to drop two diss tracks before Kendrick could respond, Kendrick dropped two before Drake could respond. Except Kendrick had actual tea to spill.
OVO is working for me, you must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it.
But see, as I said, Drake's that one friend that doesn't respect anybody's boundaries that are set, and he gaslights you whenever he walks over them. So he dropped a diss track titled Family Matters the same day right after Kendrick dropped 616 in LA, trying to do what I explained he always does to trends and momentum from other artists. So
now this one, Family Matters, in my opinion, on his own, it was decent. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really a fan of the Michael Jackson line, nor the Whitney line either. I wasn't really a fan of those two parts of the song. I'm gonna be honest.
Dropped right after Kendrick Lamar, hoping his diss track overshadowed Kendrick Lamar's. He even had #1 streamer in the world, Kai Cenat, stay up purposely on stream to react to the song.
Drake, just text me!
I remember seeing that on Twitter.
Just text me.
Stay on stream.
And in the song, he did the one thing Kendrick Lamar told him not to do. Over the line set by Kendrick and tried to say there was a rumor of Kendrick and his wife's marriage being in shambles, and how one of Kendrick's best friends actually slept with his wife, and that's who the true father of Kendrick's children are. Just blatant disrespect and disregard for Kendrick Lamar's family. And just like
Just
Kendrick
disrespect.
said, it's almost like he already knew the punch that Drake was about to throw, and he countered him. He already knew that Drake was going to take it too far and disrespect his family. Because less
knew
than
that.
15 minutes after Drake dropped Family Matters, Kendrick Lamar dropped Meet the Grams. He did the exact
Now this Meet the Grams, Ciao. Some of y'all might think I'm crazy for this, but this is something I had played on repeat 3 times, just even like at least a couple times the day it came out, just so I can really understand what each lyric really meant. Because I'm going to be honest, before this whole beef, I was not really looking into lyrics like this. Honestly, I knew Kendrick was the winner with Meet the Grams. But he pretty much KO'd Drake with Not Like Us. That was my opinion on it. He won with Not Like Us. And pretty much with not... I mean to say is he won with Meet the Grams and destroyed him in Not Like Us.
That Drake tried to do to him. He opened the song addressing Drake's son, telling him not to be like his father.
I'm sorry that man is your father, let me be honest.
He addressed his parents, saying they raised a womanizer.
Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think like him should die.
That was a crazy line.
To Drake's daughter, who he's allegedly hiding.
Had me memories of Pusha T.
And this song was uncomfortable, to say the least.
It was.
Like a public execution.
Like, this is something I would expect to hear in my nightmares at 3 a.m. The piano be like, boom, 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 boom. Like, dude, that was crazy to even hear. This might honestly have been one of the craziest diss tracks I've ever heard in my lifetime. If not the craziest. Even more crazier than Not Like Us. Because this song really Meet the Grams really made you think. Not Like Us, you could at least be like, boom, 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 boom. Meet the Grams had you just sitting in your room, like, just thinking. You didn't say anything, you just thought. You were just thinking, like, wow. Wow. He really said all that. Damn.
And something that we as the viewers and audience wasn't supposed to see. It wasn't really funny or entertainment at this point. It just got really dark. In the same way Drake did in a beef with Meek Mill, where he dropped back to back and had memes playing at the concert to the point where it didn't matter what Meek Mill responded with. The virality and reach of meme culture, which goes far beyond rap culture, made him the undeniable winner. Kendrick dropped They Not Like Us, a victory lap that stamped he was the new king of hip-hop, but also a song that paid homage and acknowledged
there's a reason that Not Like Us is my most streamed song on Last FM. Like, if you look at my top 10 songs on my Last FM, they both have like around 100 to 180 streams. Meanwhile, Not Like Us has like 350. Has twice of that. Like, that would, if you wanted to define 2024 for me personally, it was Not Like Us. Like, after May 4th, 2024, I feel like the song of the year, the song that defined the year 2024 was Not Like Us.
Of Drake, the misuse of his power, and more importantly, the culture that was affected from him. Kendrick broke down in the song how Drake uses black culture and the most relevant artist at the time in black culture to stay relevant.
Future when you didn't see the club.
How he
Little
uses
baby,
us
have to
black
get you.
culture to validate his blackness that he originally didn't even like.
I'm gonna get you false street cred.
And he created this anthem that he knew would be a smash hit and ultimately always be played in clubs that would also be a reminder to everybody, specifically Drake, of who and actually what he was. The thing Drake did to everybody his whole career is what was done to him during this whole beef. Kendrick Lamar studied him so much and saw all the negative things he was doing to the culture that when it came time for him to battle him, he knew exactly
what to do.
His karma and what goes around
comes around.
The ultimate lesson I hope you take from this video is this. There is no need to fret on the wrongdoings that others do to you. Because not only could that energy go to a better cause like your dreams, but that same energy that people have set onto you will eventually return to them. And funny enough, it's always when they least expect it. And that's the true art of karma. Twitch.
Shout out to Alex once again. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. He is so good, bro. He is so good. Dang, he only has 10K subscribers, bro. We gotta get him up to 100K quick. But anyways, shout out to Alex the Virgo once again. Make sure you guys check out his channel, please. And also, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my reactions. I love doing these videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.